following portion of Great Day KC is sponsored by Neuroscience Research Center.
If you've ever considered partaking in a clinical research trial and you're just unsure where to start, our next guest has those answers for you. Joining me now with those answers is Dr. Gupta with Kansas Pain Management. Now, doctor, tell us more about Kansas Pain Management. Of course, what makes you all different than the others?
So in Kansas Pain Management, our goal is to provide a multidisciplinary services. So any patient who suffers from chronic pain, as we know, the conditions which can cause the pain is multifactorial and the treatment is also multifactorial. So our goal is that we provide whatever the patient needs, whether it's medication management, physical therapy, mental health, or they need advanced procedures like minimally invasive surgeries to help them in their pain.
Freedom from the pain for sure. Now, it is also here that the Neuroscience Research Center is sponsoring a study called neuromodulation. Tell us a little bit about that study.
Yes, I'm very excited to start this new clinical study, which is sponsored by Neuroscience Research Center at Kansas Pain Management. What we will be looking in this study is the patients who have intractable neuropathic pain, or they have nerve pain which is localized in certain body parts. They have multiple surgeries and they are still not getting better. We have an option with this clinical study. What we are looking for is by offering these patients the neuromodulation therapy, whether we can help those patients.
All right, now, Dr. Gupta, I'm pretty sure if there's anyone out there like me, they're probably like, what is neuromodulation? Let's go see Dr. Bell, who's going to break it all down. I'm joined now by Dr. Bell, who's going to tell us a little bit more about neuromodulation. Tell us more about it. Break it down for us.
So neuromodulation is a way that we treat pain, and we do that by implanting a small electrical wire, which I did bring here, and a small device that powers that, where we can use different wavelengths to change the way that the nerves fire so that patients aren't having as much pain.
Now, tell us a little bit more about the study that you're doing here with neuromodulation.
Our study is really exciting because we are using some of the newest technology to see if we can help patients decrease their pain from one source. So that means that with this technology, the device and the wavelengths can actually sense what is happening in each individual person's pain pathways and respond appropriately to decrease the intensity of those.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bell. Now that we know more about neuromodulation, let's learn a little bit more about the patient experience here at Kansas Pain Management. Christina, I just got finished talking with Dr. Bell about neuromodulation, and what I'm interested in learning more about right now is the patient experience here. Tell us all about it.
So after they get their stimulator, a lot of patients are able to have improved quality of life. They're able to do more activities with less pain, and we are able to customize it to fit their individual pain.
And you know, that is so important. So let's go back out to Dr. Gupta just to learn a little bit more why these clinical trials are so important. And we're going to go back over here to Dr. Gupta to close this out now. Doctor, why are clinical trials so important?
Yes, that's a great question. The clinical trials, in my opinion, they're important for a couple reasons. One, personally, I'm very close to doing clinical studies. I like to look at the data, and my goal is when I keep my pen down, I have contributed to the field and help and advancement of the field and providing more options. The second, I feel through the clinical studies, we look at the real-time outcomes to see how the patients are doing and what we can do to provide them a better care in the future.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Gupta. Now, if you're interested in learning more about those clinical trials, all the information you need to know is listed right there on your screen.
The preceding portion of Great Day KC was sponsored by Neuroscience Research Center.